Welcome back in here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet online, GEAUX, We were talking to Quincy Wiggins early on, one of the top recruits in college football. His name exploding all over college football campuses around the country, specifically in the SEC. We asked him about his relationship with Will Wade, and that seemed to really open him up. He talked about knowing Coach Wade for the last couple of seasons, and that Quincy Wiggins was here on town and was over at the LSU basketball facility on Saturday as well. Speaking of the basketball facility, there are upgrades on the way, but on the practice floor right now is potentially a top 15 team in LSU as they are preparing and going through their off-season preparations as all of the guys are now here in Baton Rouge. We always like to link up with Coach Will Wade a couple of times in the off-season to get his points of view on where he is. He's got a huge recruiting weekend on the horizon with a couple of official visitors coming into town. So let's catch up with the LSU head basketball coach, our guy, the man, Coach Will Wade, joining us here now on the Jordy Culotta Show. Boot up, Coach. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. This is the off season. This is a lot of the time where you like to do knowledge building and going out and seeing other programs and being able to cherry pick things that are working and bring them back to Baton Rouge. What's the emphasis this off season for improving your program going into next fall?
Well, we're trying to do a lot more team building stuff. I've tried to be a little bit more creative, a little bit more intentional with some of our team building activities. We went and played paintball on Tuesday as a group, and then we had a cookout afterwards. So I'm trying to be intentional and do one of those a week because we've really got three different groups. We've got a group of freshmen that are here and getting ready for college basketball for the first time, but they're certainly new to our program. We've got a group of returners, who are here, who have been here and been through college. And then we've got a large group of transfers as well who are new to LSU, but are not new to college basketball. So we've got groups of guys on our team in three different areas. And so that's made it, it can make it challenging with the team building aspect. So I've really tried to spend a lot of time on that, focus a lot of our time on that and be intentional with how we do that, even more so than in the past. Because a lot of the team building I've done in the past has really been on the court and trying to build it through, kind of shared suffering, shared sacrifice on the court, so to speak. But we're being intentional a lot more with the off the court things with our team.
Did you dress out for paintball?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I played. Yeah, it was 98 degrees. It was. They didn't light me up too bad. I got some licks in on a couple of them, so it was good.
Did you light anybody up? I told you not to pass that ball into the paint.
No, we got some guys that were pretty good though. We got some guys that were pretty good. We had a good time. We were out there 2 hours, played a bunch of different games, and had a cookout afterwards, so it was good.
Your team is intriguing nationally because you've got a great mix of veterans alongside a incoming freshman class that had a lot of buzz coming in. Obviously, you cleaned up in the transfer portal. How do you like the collection of guys, just seeing them together for the first time or just seeing them in the building collectively?
Yeah, I like it. I like, our transfers are all very, very talented, but they're all very, very competitive. Our freshmen are as good or probably a little bit better than we thought. And, we've got some guys that are in the program that have gotten better as well. And Mwani's really improved in the off season. Eric Gaines has made some big strides. And, like I said, the transfers, all of those guys have been as advertised, and Afton's been very, very good, and Brandon Murray's been excellent. So I like our group. I like our guys. We've got we play extremely hard right now, which is good. They love to play. They love to work. We've got to get a little bit better with our details, a little bit better. Just being clean with the ball and clean up a bunch of things. But I can't fault our effort so far.
I have heard great things in just talking to some of your support staff and some of your members about Tari Eason and just his mentality early on.
Ooh, we hit on him.
Why do you say that with such enthusiasm from your point of
He
view?
is a pit bull. Oh, he's good. He's got everything. He's got everything you want. I mean, he's an extremely, extremely hard worker. He plays like every possession's the end of the world, both on offense and on defense. He just got a motor. He's always bopping around. Him and Adam Miller, they got unbelievable energy to him, unbelievable positive energy to him. Eason I knew he was really good. Obviously, that's why we recruited him and we kind of found him, and that's why we wanted him. But he's probably 3 times as good as I thought he was.
Wow.
He is excellent, and he can play darn near any position you need from the 3 on down. So I mean, he's a versatile piece. He can make shots. He's one of our best we track 3-point shooting and live play, and workouts and everything. And he's right there with with our guards, shooting
Did you
40
think you were
plus.
getting that with him?
I mean, we knew we were getting a good player. I knew the rebounding and the block shots. I mean, he just blocks 2 or 3 shots at practice. Him and Fudge both. How in the world did they get those? But I knew we were getting some of the rebounding, the toughness, the ruggedness, the physicality. He's got a great attitude. I was talking to him. He actually rode with me out to Paintball, so I was talking to him in the car. He's like, "Coach, this is with 2 weeks of skill instruction. Wait till I get 4 months of this stuff, Coach. I'll be." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm sitting there thinking, "Yeah, he's actually right. He's got wait till he does get 4 months of this. We're gonna be in real business." But I mean, he just brings an edge to us, that we've lacked a little bit. Him and Miller both, man. Adam Miller's the same way. He don't want to lose any. I mean, he chased a ball down yesterday in workouts all the way down to the other end of the court, dove head first into the wall to get it. Like he's like, I mean, they both have just winning, mentalities and great spirits to them. So I'm excited about those guys.
I hear the discipline on Adam Miller is something that you can't teach, or it's rare to find in a prospect of his caliber. In the commitment that he shows to the game every day.
It's impressive. He's in here every morning at 7:30 getting his extra shots up. It's impressive. I'm talking every morning. I'm talking he does it Saturday mornings at 7:30, Sunday mornings at 7:30. He loves basketball. He's committed to being great. He doesn't have a lot of hobbies. He's not into a lot of stuff off the court. It's just strictly basketball. So he's been great, and it's rubbed off on a lot of our guys.
You've seen this freshman class up close now with guys like Brandon Murray and Efton Reed in it. What has been the return on these first year players early on?
They've been really good. I mean, Murray is a tough, physical competitor. He's everything we thought. He's everything we thought in recruiting. He has that same edge, that Tari and Adam have. He's got that same just competitive, just crazy edge to him. Actually, him and Adam were the 2 chasing down the loose ball on the other end yesterday, and so they were. He can really score it. He's a good shooter. He's physical. He can guard his tail off. I mean, he doesn't ever get screened. He can get through screens. He's been great, and Efton's unbelievably skilled. He's an extremely hard worker as well. Very conscientious about everything. But he can really shoot it. He's got an unbelievable jump hook. Really, really good down in the low post. One thing I love about him the most is he talks a ton on defense to be able to get us organized, get us where we need to be, defensively. So I've been very pleased with those young guys.
Is your roster set for the offseason? I know that you're waiting on.
Sorry
about that.
Well,
So well,
like I always tell Miriam. Miriam's always on me about my roster. I always tell Miriam, I said, Miriam, I said, the rules say by the first day of class in August, I got to have 13 on scholarship. That's how the rule reads. So by the first day on scholarship, I'll have the 13 best people that can play for LSU on this roster. So how's that for dodging the question?
That's Will Wade.
We'll schedule. Yeah.
That's the general speaking right there.
That's the same thing I told Miriam. She asked me that last week. She said, when are we going to know? I said, Miriam, I got till first day of class at the end of August. I said, we'll be all right.
We scheduled for all late classes.
Right.
It'll start till the afternoon.
It's all good.
I said, we'll be all right. I said, I'm from Tennessee, but I can't count to 13. So I said, we'll have 13 on scholarship when we need to. It's first class in August.
What about an update on Days? I
think that was it.
Where's the window?
No, that wasn't really it. No, I mean, I'm excited for all those guys. Cam got in the combine. And he doesn't have to do any of the testing or anything like that. He's just going to go for interviews and medical stuff. Trendon got in the combine. He's going to be able to play, which will be great. I think he'll be able to play his way up, and he's going to go at people and pass some people in the draft. And then Javonte and Days both got into G League, the G League combine, which is a great opportunity. They moved Terrence Mann, the kid who just played really well for the Clippers, who killed us when he was at Florida State when we played him in Orlando a couple of years ago. There's 4 or 5. So they're in, Javonte and Days are both in the G League combine, the 19th through the 21st. They'll take 4, 5, 6 guys from that and move them up into the NBA combine. So they've got a great opportunity in front of them. So I'm excited for all those guys. I talked to Javonte the other day and talked to Days yesterday, actually. Trendon and Cam I talked to on Tuesday. So, I'm excited for those guys. They got a great opportunity, and we'll see where things shake out.
Yeah, it was great to see Tremont getting action in the postseason for Boston. Skylar Mays, obviously, on the playoff roster for Atlanta. Ben Simmons, of course, up for the Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA. So LSU very well represented in the NBA. How much do you have those conversations with guys that you were prospectively talking to? How much are those guys paying attention to that stuff?
They know. I mean, they know. You've been in our practices. We got all those guys on the wall, so they sit there and go across the wall, start talking about everybody. So, they all know. Speaking of that, one guy I haven't mentioned that has he's played the best is Sharif. I know everybody always asks about him health wise, but Sharif the last 2 weeks he's looked as good as he's looked since he's been here, and probably healthy and as good as he's looked, since he was, a borderline 5-star coming out of high school. He's been absolutely phenomenal. I've been very, very excited about him. Very, 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 very pleased with him.
What does he do if you can count on him health wise and he's right?
He's Aaron Epps.
Oh, okay. Wow.
He's Aaron Epps. The kid we had our first year. He can make a bunch of threes. He can rebound. He's wiry. He can really, really affect the game and really help us. He's got a great attitude. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves being around him, and he's been working extremely, extremely hard. He worked really hard during the break from when he left here to when we came back, and so it's really, really shown up.
How do you like your schedule? A couple months out, is it firmed up? And with this group that you're taking in, it looks like a challenging roster for a challenging schedule for a very good roster.
Yeah, I mean, schedule's gonna be challenging. We're all done. I think they're waiting to release it. Mm-hmm. I think the tickets went on sale for the game in Shreveport or Bossier the other day. But the schedule's pretty much locked in. We've got some really, really good games. We're playing Liberty at home, who played in the NCAA tournament last year, barely lost to Oklahoma State and Cunningham in the tournament. We got Belmont at home, who was really, really good and lost in the OVC championship. I think they may have had the most wins in the country going into their tournament championship. They're like 27-2 or something like that. We've got Lipscomb at home. We're playing at a tournament at Destin. We're playing Georgia Tech in Atlanta at the Hawks Arena actually. So we've got a really good non-conference schedule, really challenging schedule, but we got to keep the team forming and keep the team coming together, and we'll be ready to go.
We talked to the number one prospect in football recruiting in hour number one. Can't mention him by name to you because he's a dual sport athlete, but he comes out of Madison Prep, which is one of the great high school basketball factories in the Southeast and especially in the state of Louisiana. You've got a great relationship with Jeff Jones. What are those relationships like when you're the head coach and you've got the relationship with one of the dominant basketball programs in the city? And what's that mean for recruiting? Because they seem like they're a program where they've got players year in, year out, whether it's on the wood or whether it's on the field.
Well, you try to develop relationships with different folks and different programs, and certainly, there's some programs in our state that have been very, very successful in basketball, and there's some programs that are good in football and good in both. And so, I just try to develop some of those. I've known Coach Jones since well before I got to LSU, so I've known those guys for a little bit. But it's a great program, one of many great programs in the state.
What does recruiting weekend look like for you? I know you got a lot of guys coming in. You got a couple of guys coming in officially.
Yeah, we got one here now. We got a couple more this weekend, so it'll be jam packed. It'll be good though. That's what we like. Get them back going. Get everybody here. LSU shows really well. Baton Rouge shows really well when we're here, and so the way the rules read now, we can bring kids now, and then we can bring them again in the fall for football games. So we're trying to really set the tone with these visits here in June, then go evaluate and see a lot of these guys in July, and then come back in the fall and really bring in a select group of guys and try to lock some guys in. So, we're not going to have a huge class, probably 3 guys, maybe could balloon up to 4 a little bit, but I think 3 is probably a good number right now, and we'll see. Maybe we get somebody here by the end of the month and have a couple ready to roll, and see if we can find 1 or 2 more out in July. So I like where we're at. My staff, Kevin Nickelberry, Tasman, and Bill, they've done a great job with the relationships and getting us in position with these guys. And so now we'll bring these guys in and show them what it's about, and we'll go from there.
Last one, I'll get you out of here. You had so much success in recruiting during the Zoom period, and I thought it was very interesting the last time you were here saying that, look, we don't just give Zoom meetings to everybody. We go in very detailed, and I think you guys had only done 11 Zooms and gotten 3 players in the transfer portal. Do you take any of those methods with you into recruiting, getting back to somewhat normalcy where you can get out and meet people face to face and have people on your campus? Was there anything that you took away from that you can add to the recruiting package now?
Yeah, it's funny. As I'm sitting here, I'm in our gym. Jake, one of our administrative people, sitting here working on the presentations for this weekend. But I think what we've done is we've been able to, the Zoom presentation, for instance, we may have a video of our academic center. Well, we don't have the video of the academic center anymore. We can show it to them live when they're here on campus, but there's also the plan and some of the organization that's within that is really, really good. And so we're gonna keep using that part of it, and the parts that we don't have to have the video of our apartments anymore. We can show them the apartments live. So that part we can show live while using a lot of the other parts of the presentation. So I think it's going to work well. I think it's going to enhance our visits, enhance what we do.
Jake Steinhardt, what a beast. A second shout out from Will Wade. Successive interviews. This cat, you better watch his head over there, Coach. You're blowing the kid up.
He's the best. You don't have to worry about him. He's going to stay humble and he's going to keep working. He was in here. I finished my run I was coming through here about 5:45, finishing my run. He was walking in, getting stuff ready. So he's on it.
That is a Willie Wade type of player right there, man.
That kid sleeps there. There's just no doubt.
He'll have a job for life on Wade's staff. Thank you as always, sir. We'll talk again soon.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Boot up. There is Will Wade, the portal assassin, the LSU head basketball coach. About 20 minutes of good information there on LSU. Doesn't want to go too much into Days, but Days being invited to that G League Combine on Sunday night was a setback for LSU and their roster, just because of they thought that was as good as done with Days being able to come back. Now it's not over, but it's back to a coin flip. on Sunday it was 90-10. He was coming back to LSU. Today, as we have this conversation, I would put it right at about 50-50, 40-60, maybe in the odds of the G League and the NBA, but still a possibility. And if you're waiting on days, I think that the Trey Mitchell boat will sail just because of the timing and the window that fits in. Like I said, the loyalty lies to Darius Days, and they will hold the spot for him all the way up until the deadline, which I believe is 2 weeks from tomorrow.